Did you know that the average American spends nearly $18,000 a year on non-essential items? That's money spent on things we don't really need, and it adds up fast. What if you could cut your spending by half, and still live comfortably? You can, and Grandma knew how. Grandma didn't have a big budget, but she lived with purpose, using clever home hacks that saved her time, money, and energy. Today, those same tips are more valuable than ever. With prices rising and the world moving faster, we can all learn a thing or two from her. In this video, I'm sharing Grandma's 6 ingenious home hacks that can make your life easier and save you a lot of cash. Want to know how to find treasures in thrift stores, make your food stretch further, or fix things around the house without calling a repairman? Keep watching, because these simple, yet powerful, tips will change the way you live. Grandma's wisdom is timeless, and it's about time we put it to work. Chapter 1. The Vintage Thrift Treasure Hunt. Thrift stores and garage sales are a goldmine for frugal living. Grandma knew this long before vintage became trendy. Did you know that the second-hand market is expected to hit $64 billion by 2024? It's clear that people are waking up to the benefits of buying used. One of Grandma's best tips is to always check the quality of an item before purchasing it. Look for items that are sturdy and timeless, like classic furniture, wool sweaters, or ceramic dishes. These items can often outlast their brand-new counterparts. Take the time to inspect the stitching of clothing. Grandma always said, if the stitching is strong, the item will last. For furniture, look at the frame, especially around the legs. A solid wooden frame can easily be fixed and reupholstered. If you're unsure, Google can help you identify quality brands and makers. Another Grandma tip: don't forget to negotiate. Many people mark items with a higher price than they expect to get. You can usually get a discount with a polite, "How much for cash?" Grandma was also a fan of mixing and matching secondhand items to create something unique. This is where your creative side comes in. Just because something is secondhand doesn't mean it has to be plain. You can paint an old chair, reupholster a couch, or even repurpose an old ladder into a bookshelf. It's all about making the most out of what you have. And, as Grandma used to say, one person's trash is another's treasure. Chapter 2. The Waste-Free Kitchen. Grandma's Frugal Pantry Tips. The kitchen is where Grandma's frugal wisdom shines the brightest. One of her top strategies was to never throw out food that could be used again. Leftover vegetables from dinner? Toss them in a pot for soup. Fruit that's overripe? Mash it into a smoothie or bake it into a pie. According to a study by the Natural Resources Defense Council, 40% of all food in the U.S. goes to waste. That's a staggering statistic, and it's something Grandma would never stand for. She was an expert at using leftovers to create entirely new meals. For instance, instead of throwing away the bones from a roast chicken, she would boil them to make broth. That broth would be the base for soups, stews, or sauces. Grandma's motto: waste not, want not. This mindset saves money and also reduces your environmental footprint. Canning was another of Grandma's time-tested tricks. She would preserve fruits and vegetables in mason jars, ensuring she had fresh produce all year round. This was especially useful during the off-season when fresh fruits and vegetables were too expensive. Did you know that home canning can save you up to 70% on your grocery bill each year? Grandma used this method to stock her pantry without ever worrying about spoilage. Freezing was also a favorite. Grandma taught us to freeze everything from chopped herbs to leftover bread. You can even freeze eggs by cracking them into an ice cube tray. Once frozen, they're good for up to a year. Simple steps like this not only save money but also allow you to plan your meals better, making cooking more efficient. Chapter 3. The 5-Minute Fix. No sweat DIY repairs. Grandma was a DIY genius. Whether it was a leaky faucet or a broken lamp, she always had a trick up her sleeve. She never called a repairman unless absolutely necessary. Why pay for repairs when you can easily do them yourself? According to a survey by HomeAdvisor, the average cost of hiring a handyman is $60 to $125 per hour. That adds up quickly, especially if the problem is minor. One of Grandma's best-kept secrets was using a rubber band to stop a leaky faucet. Simply stretch a rubber band tightly over the faucet, and it can temporarily halt the drip until you have time to fix it properly. Another quick fix involved a simple bar of soap. Grandma would rub soap onto the edges of a door to stop it from squeaking. It's an old school solution, but it works every time. For broken zippers, Grandma never threw out a favorite jacket or bag. Instead, she used a pencil to lubricate the zipper teeth. The graphite from the pencil helped the zipper glide smoothly, buying you more time until you could replace it. Similarly, a broken shoe heel can often be fixed with a little hot glue. Grandma always said, "A stitch in time saves 9, and she lived by it, using the simplest materials to solve everyday problems. And let's not forget about furniture repairs. Grandma used furniture polish made from olive oil and vinegar to bring back the shine on wood. It's an eco-friendly solution that's easy on the wallet. Whether it was gluing a chair leg back in place or replacing a worn-out button on a coat, Grandma knew that a little time and effort could save a lot of money. If you can't fix it, repurpose it, was one of her golden rules. If you've enjoyed these tips, make sure to subscribe for more frugal living ideas and home hacks that save both time and money. Chapter 4. Hand-me-downs with heart. How to pass along love, not junk. One of Grandma's best frugal living secrets was the art of passing things down. Instead of buying new, she always encouraged reusing and repurposing items from friends and family. "If it's still good, she'd say. A family heirloom, an old coat, or a piece of furniture could hold more value than the latest trends. Grandma would take old clothes and turn them into something entirely new, like transforming a worn-out sweater into a cozy pillow cover. Another key to Grandma's philosophy was hosting swap parties. These events brought friends and family together to exchange everything from clothes to books. It was like a community free market, where everyone left with something they needed. According to a study by ThredUp, 70% of people said they would prefer to swap items rather than buy new ones, showing just how popular this frugal practice has become. Grandma also taught us the value of sentimental items. Instead of throwing away something that seemed outdated, she'd breathe new life into it. A tarnished silver spoon could be polished to a brilliant shine and used as a decorative piece. When something's passed down with love, it often becomes more than just an item, it's a memory. Keep the good, toss the bad, Grandma would say. Repurposing wasn't just about clothes or furniture. Grandma would take jars, old cans, and even broken dishes to make creative storage solutions. Reusing materials in this way not only saved money but added a unique touch to her home. And for Grandma, nothing was ever really junk. If something didn't serve a new purpose, it was carefully stored for later, to be used or gifted when the time was right. Chapter 5. The magic of homemade. From cleaning products to self-care. If there was one area where Grandma really excelled in frugal living, it was in making homemade products. She'd always say, "Why spend money on chemicals when nature has it all?" Her homemade cleaning products were simple, effective, and safe. A mixture of vinegar and baking soda was all she needed to clean countertops, scrub tubs, and even freshen up the air. Statistics show that the average American spends over $700 a year on cleaning products alone. But by making your own, you can cut that expense down dramatically. Grandma's secret formula involved items you likely already have at home: vinegar, lemon, baking soda, and essential oils. These ingredients are not only cheap but also versatile. For example, a few drops of lavender oil mixed with water can act as both a fabric freshener and a room deodorizer. Another brilliant homemade hack Grandma swore by was her DIY beauty products. She used simple kitchen ingredients like honey, olive oil, and oats for moisturizing masks and exfoliating scrubs. Not only did these natural ingredients nourish the skin, but they also saved money. Studies show that store-bought skincare can cost upwards of $200 a year, but with homemade products, you're looking at a fraction of that. Grandma was also a firm believer in herbal remedies. A pot of chamomile tea didn't just help with relaxation, it was the perfect base for a homemade facial steam. A bit of honey and a handful of herbs like mint or rosemary made a simple, yet effective, natural skincare treatment. The secret to Grandma's approach was that she understood the power of simplicity. Making your own cleaning products and beauty treatments isn't just about saving money, it's also about living more sustainably. By avoiding harmful chemicals, you're helping both your health and the planet. Plus, there's a certain joy that comes from creating something yourself, whether it's a fresh batch of homemade soap or a sparkling clean kitchen. Chapter 6. The Power of Simple. Grandma's Guide to Slow Living. In a world that's constantly rushing, Grandma's approach to slow living is a refreshing reminder of the power of simplicity. She always said, "Take your time, and the world will wait for you." Slow living isn't just about doing things at a slower pace, it's about being mindful and deliberate in every action. Research shows that slowing down can reduce stress, improve productivity, and lead to a more fulfilling life. One of Grandma's favorite ways to slow down was by savoring meals. Instead of eating on the go, she would set the table and enjoy her food without distractions. This act of mindful eating helped her appreciate every bite and also cut down on overeating. In fact, studies show that people who eat slowly are more likely to maintain a healthy weight and feel more satisfied with their meals. Grandma also believed in creating a calm, clutter-free home. She often said, "A tidy home is a peaceful mind." By keeping only what was necessary and useful, she avoided unnecessary distractions. Studies have shown that living in a cluttered environment can increase stress levels. By decluttering, we create more space, not just physically, but mentally as well. Another key part of Grandma's slow living philosophy was the concept of being present. She took time to appreciate nature, read books, and spend quality time with family. According to a study by the American Psychological Association, practicing mindfulness and spending time in nature can reduce cortisol levels, lower blood pressure, and improve overall well-being. Slow living doesn't mean you have to give up the conveniences of modern life. It's about finding balance and making conscious decisions to simplify your day. Whether it's enjoying a cup of tea in the morning or taking a leisurely walk in the evening, Grandma's approach teaches us to slow down and live more intentionally. If you've enjoyed these tips, be sure to subscribe for more clever ways to save money and simplify your life. Grandma's wisdom has stood the test of time, and now it's your turn to put it into practice.